Hello everyone, if you're new here, I'm Allen with Earthglow, and this channel is all about sharing the joy of candle making. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my out-of-the-bottle first impressions on Makesy's, look at this adorable little box here, new 2024 spring fragrance oils. And I'm really excited to smell these oils. For those of you who don't know, I do use Makesy's oils in pretty much all of my body butters. I tend to blend them with essential oils, and I find that they are just very low irritating on the skin. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. I am always posting candle business related videos, and fragrance videos are my absolute favorite to film. I am absolutely a fanatic for fragrances and proud, but let's get right into today's video, and I hope that you enjoy. So I'm super excited. I've had this box, as most of you know, I've been backed up on opening things because of all the house stuff. So this past winter, my subfloor in my kitchen, my whole floor that I just had put in my candle studio, for those of you who don't know, it had to be replaced because the floor itself was actually buckling. I live in a pretty old home, and so the subfloor actually needed work. So anyways, I am so behind on opening all these packages. Look at this adorable packaging, you guys. So yeah, very excited for these oils. I'm gonna show what we have in here, and then I'm gonna do my out of the bottle first impressions. I didn't even put my disclaimer. For those of you who haven't watched a fragrance video before, as I always say, I give my unfiltered first impressions, but those are just my first impressions, and you always wanna smell these oils yourselves to have your own first impressions and try them in a final product before you make any final judgments. Fragrance is very subjective. That said, these are gonna be my first impressions of these oils. So this first one we have here is called Vetiver Grass and Fresh Bergamot. I'm gonna just go over the names and then we will get to smelling these. We have Orange Blossom and Fig. Ooh, that's an interesting combination. Oh, and actually, you guys, I didn't even notice this, but they give the scent strips in the package as well. So that's really cool. So I always now like to smell fragrances on the blotter strips. I've been doing that for probably about a year or two, and I just find that I get a more developed profile of the fragrances that way. So I think that's a great touch to add those. Ooh, wow. Italian Lemon and Juniper Water. That one sounds really good. I love anything that's citrusy and kind of takes me somewhere. Wild Angelica and Purple Myrtle. Makesy killing it with the names on these oils. I just literally have to purchase them because the names on them just smell, the names smell so good. The names sound so good. This is Pink Camellia and Patchouli Flower. That one sounds interesting as well. Osmanthus Nectar and White Suede, if I am pronouncing that correctly. And we got, ooh, Native Moss and Forest Musk. I love their Wet Fern, I think it's called, fragrance, and their Tree Sap fragrance. So I'm excited to smell that. This is Mandarin Petals and Red Amber. And last but not least, we have Apricot Orchids and Blonde Woods. Oh my gosh, these names sound so good. Okay. So I'm gonna have a sip of my tea here. It's night when I'm filming this video, and you guys know I always have to have my coffee, my tea. So I hope wherever you are that you're enjoying a nice drink with me, because this is my absolute passion. These videos are my most favorite to film. All right, so first up, I'm gonna take a look at this Vetiver Grass and Fresh Bergamot. Now, vetiver is one of those notes that definitely is kind of like your more skanky bass type of a note. I tend to like it, but I know that it's not for everyone. And Fresh Bergamot, I feel like that would be a good combination with vetiver. So, oh my gosh, I can smell something from a distance that's really intriguing. So I'm not gonna take these caps off because I find that if I take this little thing off, Before I'm gonna use the strip, but I'm gonna try to put the strip on the top of the bottle, because when I take off those little stoppers, the bottles tend to leak, and so I just don't want to deal with that. Okay, so wow, I can smell this one though from literally a foot away with the stopper on the bottle, which is really quite impressive. So I'm just trying to see if I can just get a little bit on the strip here. And this is less than I would normally have on the fragrance strip, because normally I would dip it all the way in. You guys see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of going around. I can show you the top of the bottle, because there's like a stopper in these. But this oil, oh wow, that's really, really high-end smelling. Holy cow. Very prominent out of the bottle too. Wow. So I'm getting the vetiver and I'm getting the bergamot, but there's like something almost, yeah, I wouldn't call this a skanky vetiver. I'm getting something that's almost like, yeah, it's like other citruses. So I'm getting maybe petitgrain. There's something else that's really like aromatherapy. Like it feels like I'm just about to get a massage. Is it called Melissa oil? There's multiple essential oils that I'm smelling that are just playing so beautifully in this fragrance. Wow. Okay, so next up, I want to check out Orange Blossom and Fig. And again, I think this would be a good combination. Figs tend to be really earthy and kind of like, you'll see a lot of hotels having fig type fragrances where they have, wow, and I can smell this from like a foot away as well. This is probably a better idea, just dripping out a little bit on the edge over a paper towel here. But yeah, blending fig and earthier fruity note with orange, I feel like is a really good combination. So I'm curious to see how this manifests. Oh. Okay, I just whacked myself in the face. Yeah, I like it, but this is not what I expected. Again, this is very essential oil heavy, and I like that, but like I feel like these oils would not be for everyone. Like if you don't tend to like a really aromatherapy type of a vibe, then these first two would not be for you at all. But yeah, they definitely smell high end. They definitely have prominent essential oils in them, and I love that. I really love that. Wow. Yeah. So these are really, really good for body butters. And one of the reasons I tend to use a lot of Makesy oils in my body butters blended with more essential oils is because they tend to be some of the least irritating on people's skin. I've had a lot of oils that I've tried. I'm not going to name any companies right now, but some big companies that we all know that have not worked very well, even much under the allowable amounts in body butters. They sometimes have caused irritation in people's skin. I've never had that with a Makesy oil. So their oils, this brand tends to be my favorite for my body butters. And like I said, I do use some of them in candles as well. Next up, let's take a look at, I don't even know what this is, Yalpan Tea and Jasmine Banca. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but I have no idea what to expect. I do love tea fragrances. I love green tea fragrances, black tea fragrances, so I'm gonna use their strips here just so that way you guys can have a good representation if you buy this kit. And I'll link the kit in the description box as well for all of you. I do think these kits are a really good way to check out a lot of different oils and save a little bit. Okay, so here we go with this one. I have no idea what to expect. Oh, wow, gosh, why are all their oils so good so far? Like seriously, I am usually very critical, but these first three, geez. I'm getting like a black tea accord to this. This one is chillingly good. I don't even know what I'm getting. This reminds me of, so I blend two Makesy oils together and I call this blend Intention, and it is a bestseller in one of my room and linen sprays. I've taken it to farmers markets, I've sold it online, and this smells kind of along those lines, but wow, yeah, this would be like a perfect Sunday reset, Intention. This is upscale, this is aromatherapy. This feels like I'm coming home, but to like this really sophisticated place. Wow, this has to be one of my favorite oils I have ever smelled from this company. Let's take a look at Italian lemon and juniper water. Again, these names, Makesy, are they're just so refined and captivating, and they bring in that natural aesthetic that I love. So let's see what this one is gonna do for us. Oh my gosh. Wow, why are all their oils so good this time? This smells like a fancy shampoo that my grandma used to have when I was a little kid, and I always used to try to steal it. I can't remember what the name of it is. So my grandma was actually so she was a beautician before she became a nurse, and she used to have access to all these fancy beauty products that she'd get at the beauty supply house. And oh my God, this smells exactly like this one orange shampoo that she would get, and I was obsessed with it as a kid. So the juniper water, like, am I even feeling okay? Because I never have 4 for 4. Like, seriously, you guys, these oils, these first 4 oils that I have smelled are blowing me away. Wow. So I get like the lemon, but the juniper water just brings in that spa quality, and it just feels like I'm on this luxe vacation. Next up, let's take a look at Wild Angelica and Purple Myrtle. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you all. I should know what myrtle smells like, and I don't. I know it's a pretty popular note, but I'm just not familiar with it, like smelling it. I've definitely heard of it, but if any of you have a good description, leave it down below. And by the way, all of these have been really prominent out of the bottle. I know I've had that complaint about this company several times in the past, that sometimes the oils aren't very prominent out of the bottle. All 4 of these first ones have been extremely prominent, so I applaud you so far on this, Makesy. Wild Angelica and Purple Myrtle, no idea what to expect. Here we go. Okay, oh my God. This, again, it smells like I'm like getting a massage. These all really lean, high-end aromatherapy. Any of these oils, if I went into a very expensive spa, this is what I would expect to smell. This one also has a hotel collection type of a vibe. Yeah, it's kind of along the lines of, if any of you know the black tea and fig, I think it is. It's a Marriott type, but I absolutely love it. It smells way bougier than Marriott, actually, in my opinion. But yeah, this reminds me of that, and wow, it also smells like Melissa essential oil, if any of you know what that's like. This reminds me, my other grandma is a massage therapist, and this reminds me of going into her massage room and just like getting a massage and hearing the peaceful music in the background, and just like the glow from the salt lamps. Oh my gosh, this is just, these oils, wow, they are taking me somewhere. And I'm usually not even that much of a floral person. Like, what is going on? I am obsessed with these first 5. Literally obsessed. Next up, let's take a look at Pink Camellia in Patchouli Flower here. I tend to not be into patchouli flower. To me, it kind of smells incensey, usually in a way that I don't like. I don't know what Pink Camellia would smell like. A lot of these notes are really exotic. The names of these oils. By the way, for any of you who are trying to smell Makesy oils, excuse me, literally just putting a strip out and then letting some of the oil drip onto it is the best way, in my opinion. After like tons of problems trying to pull the stoppers out and having the bottles leak, that is the best way, I think, at this point. So anyways, here goes Pink Camellia and Patchouli Flower. Okay, yeah. I don't think this one's for me. This is definitely my least favorite that I have smelled. It definitely actually is lighter out of the bottle too, but it has that kind of incensey floral quality that I just don't really tend to like. If you're into more of the floral incenses, or like I think they have some other ones that are kind of like, again, like florally incense type fragrances, and a lot of people like them. They're just not for me, but that's what I'm getting from this one. It's a flowery kind of incense and has kind of, I don't know, almost like a chamomile, a really herbal aromatherapy quality. It's not terrible, like I don't hate it, but it's just not my favorite. Next up, let's take a look at Osmanthus, Nectar and White Suede. Again, I am probably butchering that. Okay, so this one I'm expecting from a nectar type of a fragrance, something that's going to be more, a little bit sweet, maybe have a honey component, maybe have like a golden component that could come from amber, that could come from a floral with a warm kind of heart to it, like a tuberose or a gardenia especially. It could come from like a mango-y quality, like a fruit, coconut, who knows. Lots of different ways to get a nectar component. And then the white suede, I'm expecting something that's gonna be kind of more sophisticated, more, a little bit maybe leathery, but in a little bit of a more blonde way. So here we go. Oh, okay, yeah, this one is not one of my favorites either. Lighter out of the bottle, but that's not why I dislike it. It has a prominent powdery note. Yeah, this is my least favorite. Yeah, so it has a prominent powdery note that I'm just not into. I don't know what it is. It's just not working for my nose. We've got 3 oils left. Oh, I'm so excited for Native Moss and Forest Musk. I'm gonna save that one for the end. How about we do Mandarin Petals and Red Amber? So I don't know what Red Amber smells like. I tend to be a fan of a lot of amber type fragrances. Not when they're overly powdery, but I do tend to like most ambers. So that's just something to know about me. In Mandarin, so Mandarin is like a type of kind of a citrus, an orange, not quite as bright as like a petitgrain or a lemon or a bergamot, but it's gonna be a little bit more of a hearty kind of orange nectary type scent. So Mandarin Petals and Red Amber, I feel like that'd be a good combination. Here we go. Oh yeah. Well, do I like this? I do. It's lighter than I would like. Yeah, I wish I was getting more of it. I like what I'm getting. I'm definitely getting a beautiful blend of the amber, like a rich, luxurious amber with that mandarin. I think they play really well together. Citruses tend to do really well with those kind of more stereotypically masculine base notes, right? Woodsy base notes. But I think I wish I was getting a bit more of the mandarin and a bit less powder. I'm getting a substantial amount of powder in this fragrance, and I tend not to like powder as a note in general. So yeah, a tiny bit of it, but maybe more mandarin, and generally I would like the whole thing to be a little bit stronger. Okay, 2 more oils to go. Let's take a look at apricot orchids, yes, and blonde woods. I feel like apricot orchids, so it's gonna be something floral, something fruity, and something with a little bit of woods to it. So I feel like, again, that's gonna work really well, but let's see. Okay, there's something in this. I think it's the apricot. Yeah, so I feel like this would be a popular oil. This one is not for me. It's too perfumey. I think this one would cause me to have a headache, honestly. The apricot, I just whacked myself in the face. It's a bit too prominent, and I'm not getting enough of the woods. And then the orchid, I'm definitely getting that. I wish it were a bit less perfumey, a bit less apricot, and a bit more of the woods for this one. Wow, I had like 5 hits in a row, like 5 really strong hits, and then 4 misses. So that's kind of funny, but anyways, we're down to the last oil. This is Native Moss and Forest Musk. Really excited to smell this. You guys know I love my earthy, musky fragrances. I love forest fragrances. Makesy has a lot of really good ones. Like I said, the tree sap and fir, and then there's one other one that's exceptional as well. I think it's the wet moss or something and fern. The tree sap and fir is absolutely exceptional in my opinion. So yeah, here we go with Native Moss and Forest Musk. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay, I wish this were a bit stronger. That's my initial impression, but what I smell, I really like. I'm gonna just put a little more on the strip here. Wow. Yeah, this is very sophisticated. I'm getting like some leather, just a really rich base profile. Wow, this smells very designer-like. I just wish it were coming off stronger. Yeah, the first 5 were super prominent out of the bottle. This one is lighter than I would like. I just whacked myself in the face. But again, like, it's beautiful. Like, I'm getting that moss, that sap, that, oh, like that wet type of a forest, enchanted, wet, dark forest green type of a vibe. With some leather, like this, almost like a Tom Ford, like designer type fragrance. Like, I could totally see Tom Ford releasing this, just hands down. It's absolutely that par. But yeah, I'm really, really intrigued with this. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. I might make it into some wax melts or something. But yeah, absolutely obsessed with native moss and forest musk. I just wish it were a little bit stronger. But anyways, that is gonna be all for this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. Let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances yet, or which ones you're most excited to try. I'm really excited to check out these top 5. I just am speechless. I don't think I've had this many oils in a single haul that just blow me away, like to the point of chills on each oil. So yeah, this is sort of unprecedented for me. And yeah, I think that's all for today. If you did enjoy this one, like I said, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Sending all of you peace, love, and light, and wishing all of you happy candle making. I would like to take the time to thank my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out goes to Wendy, Nicole Rott, Nancy, Merle, Brad with Neon City Scents, Junelle, Michelle, Paula, Zahara with Crystalline Candle Co., Julie with B-Lux Candle Co., Jennifer with Bea Essentials, Selena, Andrea, Sue, Nick, Bruce, Emma, and Flavia. Your support is deeply appreciated.